Well, hello once again, my spiritual seekers. Sid here, your spiritual muse, Crystals of Quartz on Instagram, and I'm here once again to talk to you about another wonderful moon. We have a full moon in Scorpio on May 7th at 6:46 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I am here in New York. You can do a quick Google and see what time it is wherever you are in the world. So it's a full moon in Scorpio, right? And Scorpio is the scorpion. It's an investigator. He investigates things. It's kind of uncovering secrets and hidden things. The Scorpio is all about transformation too, right? Going from this demure little insect to bringing out that tail, transforming, getting all fun and sassy. But basically transformation. It's ruled by the planet Pluto, which just went into retrograde recently. So this is a time when we're going to be sort of uncovering our shadows, right? And working through things. And in order to transform into the beautiful butterfly, right? The caterpillar has to go into this ugly, gross cocoon that doesn't even look like a caterpillar or a butterfly. So then it transforms, it metamorphoses into a butterfly, and it can never go back to the caterpillar, right? So there's a difference between change and transformation. Change is when, it's temporary possibly. Transformation is no looking back, change forever, right? And it can be a very, very good thing. It's like the tower in tarot. So the tower, when you see that card show up in a spread, it means that what is not serving is going to go away. It's going to lessen, and then something new will be built up, right? So it can be a difficult thing to go through because there's a lot of stuff falling and things are crashing and it feels kind of chaotic and crazy, and things that you were used to are not the same. But in the long run, it's going to be extremely positive, the transformations that are happening, right? And Scorpio is a water sign too, so it's going to be emotional, right? Water signs tend to be a very emotional sign. So we're going to have a lot of emotions coming up, but really positive stuff is going to happen. You're going to have an opportunity to be reborn, right? So pretty cool having that opportunity here with not only the full moon in Scorpio, but also our Pluto retrograde that's going on. So if things are difficult for you during this time period, just remember that through this, you're going to grow and you're going to come out better for it, right? And if you can really dig deep into your emotions and figuring out how you feel around this full moon and working through that, you're going to come out a much more well-rounded and a much happier person in the long run. So Scorpios are very powerfully feeling. It's all about emotions. Scorpios tend to also be very loyal, so relationships, things might come up relating to that at this time. They're also really imaginative and persistent, so you can really get things done. You can really change your life at this time, and you can also really improve your relationships, right? One way or another. So some of the negative things that can come up about Scorpio is jealousy, secretive things. So secrets might come up at this time. Some people might have difficulty forgiving people if you do something, that they don't agree with. And also some vindictive qualities come up, right? Like that tail coming at you. So it can be an interesting time to sort of work through what's going on. Now, globally, there's going to be death and rebirth of nations, which I think we can all see that happening in the world right now. 2020 has been a very transformative year. So countries are changing. All sorts of stuff is transforming. We're transforming personally and interpersonally. We're transforming as a global whole. Each nation, each state, the whole world is changing, right? Because of what's going on. So that's the full moon in Scorpio. The gist of that. Now, a full moon is always going to be a time when you want to focus on releasing, because the moon is full and then it starts to wane and get smaller until it's new. So during the time of this full moon, you want to really focus on what you want to release, the things that you want to let go of. And that's always how it works during a full moon. But this Scorpio full moon can really make that even more powerful, because you have this opportunity to just really shed, right? Like a snake sheds its old skin. You can shed that and you can have this beautiful new glowing skin at the end. But in order to have that, you have to release, you have to let go, you have to stop holding on to the things that don't serve you. So use this time, use the energy for positive growth and transformation. Now, what else is going on? Some other aspects happening. We have obviously the moon opposite the sun, which makes it a full moon, right? And then we also have the sun conjunct Mercury. Now, Mercury is the planet of communication. So this is going to be about motivation to communicate and learn. So there's going to be this motivation to communicate with other people and also to learn about yourself maybe through this transformation, to learn about others and your relationships, to learn about society and the way that things are going to be transforming there as well. We also have the Sun square Mars, which is going to bring action, tension, and fighting for what we value. So again, we said this is maybe not going to be the easiest transition. There's going to be people that are fighting for what they value. And if you want something, you're going to have to fight for it at this time. So make sure that you're ready to go for the things that you believe in. And we also have the Sun trine Jupiter, which is going to bring about luck, motivation, and growth. And also synchronicities. So keep your eyes open for synchronicities that will lead you towards a positive transformation. Noticing the signs, keeping your eyes open and aware of those. We also have the Sun sextile Neptune, which is going to be about acting for positive change for the greater good. So you're going to have an opportunity around this full moon to not only transform your own life, but to help transform the lives of those around you and the lives of society as a whole. Now, that's a really positive and powerful thing. If you are in a place of power, if you are a person that is in the limelight, now is the time to speak out, right? To change things. If you have influence, it's the time to go for it, right? So hopefully our politicians will be doing that. Hopefully people that are influencers will be doing that as well. We also have the Sun trine Pluto, which is going to be motivation towards positive transformation, synchronicity, and luck. So it's very similar. Again, we're going to have this positive transformation in ourselves, in the world. We're keeping our eyes open for synchronicities, eyes, ears, all of our senses. And we're also going to be really lucky at this time. So you might stumble upon things. Luck and synchronicity kind of go hand in hand. So you might have lucky happenings. So pay attention. Again, we said Pluto is in retrograde, which means we're going to be doing a lot of shadow work. So we can have some luck in dealing with this shadow work at this time of this full moon. And we also have the moon opposite Mercury. So again, Mercury is the planet of communication. This is going to be a good time to work on our differences, especially in communication and emotions. So if you've been having difficulty communicating with a loved one, it's a good time to work on that and talk about it, right? You can really have some big transformations in relationships at this time because you're going to be transforming the way that you communicate, okay? And then we have the moon square Mars, which is about emotional reactions, tension, and fighting. So Mars is kind of bringing up a lot of stuff for us, and then we're going to work through that, right? It's bringing up this action, this need to solve these things, right? So even though it's a square, which is not the happiest aspect to see in the sky, it's really helping us. Those sharp edges are going to be something that we're going to have to bump up against, and then we're going to be able to work through them and transform ourselves because they're coming up, right? If those things didn't come up, we wouldn't be able to work on things. So it's trying to see everything as a positive, even if it feels like a negative. We're also going to have the moon trine Neptune, which is going to make this a very lucky time to create with our imaginations and our instincts. So really, again, watching for those synchronicities, listening to your higher self, hearing what your guides, what your angels, what your higher self is saying at this time is going to be really important. And just listen to those feelings you get in your gut. Really feel them and move with them. But also allow your imagination to flourish. This is a great time to allow yourself to figure out what you want out of life, what you want out of everything, right? And that imagination is going to be very strong at this time. We also have Mars square Mercury, which is going to bring about tension and drama and also communicating about our values. So once again, we have, Mars in this harsh aspect with Mercury this time. So it's going to really make us talk about things, right? It's going to force us to make action in our communication and in our relationships and how we express ourselves. So that tension and drama, again, is going to end up being positive if we work through it in a positive way, right? Using our positive communication to work through things. Fun. And then Mars trine Venus is about friendship and socializing. So Venus is all about love. We're going to have a lot of love in our actions and our socializing with our friends, right? So even though these things are coming up and they're going to be tense, it's actually a really good time and a positive time to work on these friendships. We also have Jupiter trine Mercury, which is about growth, positive learning, and communication. So again, growth. Jupiter loves growth. So this is a great time. Again, communicating things, working through them. We also have Saturn conjunct Jupiter, which is going to bring about breakthroughs because we have restriction plus growth. What happens when you're restricted and you break through it? It's a breakthrough, right? So there's going to be a really positive time for breakthroughs. Most likely they're going to be related to your communication with your loved ones. So make sure that you are being diligent about that. We also have Uranus semi-square Venus, which is going to bring about change, reform, also friction, love, relationships, and what we value. So we're going to really have a powerful time right now to figure out what we value and to express that in our relationships and then change the way that things have been, changing the status quo. We also have Uranus quintile Mars, which is going to bring about change, solutions, and fighting for what we value. So you notice these things, they keep coming up, right? So we're going to really have an opportunity to fight for what we value. So during this full moon, you should really think about what you value, right? And allowing yourself to release anything that you don't value. And maybe to have conversations so that you can release it, so that you're not just ignoring it. Uranus is also square Saturn, which is going to bring about difficult change, drama, and restriction. So these changes aren't going to come easily. We're going to find ourselves in some restrictions, but luckily because of Saturn conjunct Jupiter, we're going to be able to break through that. We also have Neptune sextile Mercury, which is about imagination, communication, positivity, and learning. So again, that imagination is going to be a really big factor right now. And communication is going to be very important. We're going to have to use our imaginations to communicate in a new way. And it's going to be really positive and it's going to be a big learning experience for everyone involved. We also have Neptune square Venus, which is about insecurities and effort. So because Neptune is square Venus, we're going to be feeling insecurities about the way that we express the things that we desire, the things that we love. So we're going to need to take some effort into working on our insecurities and sharing the things that we love with others as well. We also have Neptune semi-square Uranus, which is about imagination, once again, friction and change. So using our imagination to fight that friction and change things. I know some of this stuff probably sounds like a broken record, but the more times that these planets say the same things, the more it's getting into our psyche and the more that it's going to help us to transform, right? So it's all kind of the same thing, but each planet is telling it in a sort of a different way. Then we have Pluto trine Mercury, which is about transformation through positive communication and thoughts and learning. So whether it's just a communication you're having with yourself, in your thoughts, or with other people, it's going to be really transformative. Pluto is conjunct Jupiter, which means that karma at this time is going to be at play. And hopefully it'll be rewarding you, right? One way or another, karma is taking action. We'll see, right? You're going to see karma at play at this time. We also have Pluto conjunct Saturn, which again, change. Big theme. Pluto sextile Neptune is about creativity and awakening. So with our own creativity, we can awaken. We can awaken ourselves and we can awaken the greater whole, but we have to be creative. And then Chiron, the wounded healer. We have Chiron semi-square Mercury, which is going to be about friction, but also healing and communication. Then we have Chiron quintile Venus, which is about healing and solutions for love and relationships and what we value. Chiron quintile Jupiter brings about healing, solutions, and growth. And Chiron sextile Saturn is going to heal society. So we're going to be seeing things starting to heal in our society. They're going to be transformed. They're never going to be the same. They just aren't. It's not going to be the same. Things are not going to be the way they used to be, but they will be better. Then lastly, we have Chiron quintile Pluto, which is about transforming our feelings and thoughts about wounds and healing, which is so true about everything. And so the basic theme underlying all of this, right? If we're getting down to the nitty gritty, we have Scorpio, transformation. We have Pluto in retrograde, transformation. And the main things that are going to be transforming are the way we communicate about things and the way that we work together to change society, right? Things are going to be really, really changing for us personally and as a whole. Lots of big things happening. It's a very important time to work on your relationships, to work on your communication and see how you can improve and how you can transform and never look back. So I hope you liked this video. I will be doing another one for the new moon in Taurus in a couple of days. We always take suggestions. We have a couple other videos probably coming in between. And we would love it if you would subscribe. If you like this video, share it with your friends. We love sharing this information, and it helps me to continue learning and honing my craft. And I hope that it teaches you a little something here and there. And I hope that you will join us next time for another video. Find us on Instagram at Crystals of Quartz for any spiritual products. You can get a birth chart with us if you like, and you can get a tarot card reading. We also do moon readings for every new and full moon. So if you'd like one of those, let me know. You can find anything you're looking for on crystalsofquartz.com or on our Instagram, Crystals of Quartz. We also have a Facebook page, Crystals of Quartz Community, if you would like to join that. Much love. Thank you guys so much for watching. And please try to enjoy this wonderful transformative time. And happy full moon.